Hey guys, today I have an update on the motor mount for the NebulaV2 using the molds I made. So like I said at the end of the last video, this time I'm using a thicker shell with 2 solid pieces instead of 3 pieces, and the shell has ribbing on the inside to increase stiffness to help reduce some of the give when it gets put into the mold. Along with this, I also filled the shell pieces with 2 balloons to try to add some internal pressure to press against the inside of the mold. That way I get a good bond against the composites. Along with the changes to the shell, I also left a lot of overhang material that will get pressed in between the mold halves and stop it from bunching up against the shell on the inside. Overall, this piece came out a lot better than the previous one, although there's still some areas around the seams where the material is not completely wetted with epoxy, but this will be pretty easy to fix when it's mounted to the wing. I can go over it with another sheet of carbon to reinforce it against the wing and fill up these spots at the same time, compared to the previous one where there's a lot of voids pressed into the shell that caused defects. Compared to the previous motor mount attempt, this new motor mount is slightly heavier, but it does come with the advantage of being stronger and not having as many defects. Using the balloons, I could probably go back to a smaller shell and still get a pretty comparable result with lower weight, but I think I'm pretty alright with having the increased weight and the thicker wall material. Using the Dremel here probably wasn't the best idea for cutting out the motor mount holes, because I ended up tearing 2 of the holes open a lot more than I probably should have. after I tore open the first two holes larger than I wanted to, I just used the Dremel to start the surface of the hole and then finish the holes with an actual drill, and that gave a lot better results than using the Dremel. To cut out the hatch, I just 3D printed the hatch and then taped it to the top of the motor mount and cut it out with the Dremel going around the outside. These motor mounts are designed closer to the senior design plan we made at the end of college, where the motor mounts just slot onto the leading edge of the wing, where you cut out a small tap into the front of the leading edge, and that fits snugly into the vertical segment of the mount to give you the alignment you want. Here are some of the weights of the motor mount. In this photo, the motor with the rear coupler weighs 274 grams, but I'm not going to end up using the rear coupler when it's actually mounted onto the plane, and I think that weighs about 24 grams by itself. If you wanted to reduce the weight, you could go back down to a 2820 or 2812 motor. The 2812 is what the previous design was flying on, and it should be enough to fly. I just wanted to include the capability to use various motor sizes and to be able to go to a higher power motor. But yeah, thanks for watching.